On our broadcast this evening, high stakes. The night has arrived. All eyes on Sarah Palin and Joe Biden debating tonight in St. Louis. Second chance, another attempt at that massive bailout plan, now even bigger, approved by the Senate. It lands back in the House, but will it pass this time? Cold comfort. What is safe to give to children with coughs and colds now that there are questions about over-the-counter medications? Slim downtown, an American city, tackles a big weight problem in a big way. Also tonight, a big homecoming here in New York today. A longtime resident has finally returned. Nightly News begins now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. Would anyone have predicted as recently as this summer that the greatest moment of suspense, with a month to go before the election, would be the vice presidential debate? John McCain's selection of Sarah Palin certainly mixed up this race. After a strong start, she has stumbled in the only 2 network interviews she's given. A self-described maverick who tonight faces a 36-year veteran of the U.S. Senate. While it's true few people vote for vice president, these days it's where a lot of the interest is, again with 33 days to go until the election. Andrea Mitchell starts us off. Tonight's debate site, Washington University in St. Louis. Andrea, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Tonight's first and only vice presidential debate is getting unprecedented attention because John McCain made an unconventional choice. Tonight could determine whether that's a good bet. Sarah Palin and her family arrived first, as new polls show growing doubts about whether she is qualified. A sharp drop from her electrifying debut only a month ago.
We're going to talk about those new ideas, new energy for America.
Joe Biden, a veteran lawmaker, has a different challenge: to avoid the gaps that have sunk his previous runs for high office.
I don't know Governor Palin. I'm going to get to meet her in St. Louis.
In St. Louis today, a focus group of 12 Missouri voters generally liked Palin's personal story, but most had new doubts in seeing her falter in interviews. Jean, an office manager for a pest control company, says she's undecided about Palin.
I think it remains to be seen. After tonight, I'll have a better idea. Right now, it's a little bit uncertain.
Uncertain meaning?
Kind of scary. In a way, scary.
But when asked about Joe Biden,
Loose cannon.
Loose cannon.
Biden practiced with Michigan Governor Jennifer Granholm, a Harvard lawyer and mother of 3.
I know that there'll be a gap watch tonight, but the gap's the matter of what George Bush has done for the American people.
How to debate a woman? Biden got advice from Senator Barbara Boxer and former vice presidential candidate Geraldine Ferraro, who ran for vice president 24 years ago against George Herbert Walker Bush. Andrew Halcrow learned the hard way, losing debates to Palin in Alaska's governor's race.
She has this ability just to connect with people, and it's something that is a talent, and it's something a lot of politicians would love to have.
Palin only emerged today from intense practice sessions at John McCain's ranch with McCain's top foreign policy advisor. Critics say the campaign has protected her too much, raising the stakes for tonight's encounter, putting McCain on the defensive.
No, I think we've handled her fine. I think the criticism and the attacks have been unprecedented. She'll be just fine. She'll do fine tonight.
The Obama campaign will continue to consider tonight a success if Joe Biden is not the story. The McCain campaign is just hoping to give Sarah Palin a fresh start. Brian?
Andrea Mitchell starting us off tonight from St. Louis. Our political director, Chuck Todd, is also there tonight to talk politics with us. Chuck, first of all, this may set new records in terms of expectations management. All of it, of course, is moot starting at 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. None of it matters once they start talking.
That's right, and the goal really is for Sarah Palin to survive. I mean, you don't talk to a McCain official that's sitting there saying they hope to change the trajectory of the race or they hope to do something new. Both candidates, frankly, both camps are just hoping to survive. As Andrea said, the Joe Biden folks only want to not be the story, not get baited into saying something and somehow finding himself accidentally in a debate with Sarah Palin. And Sarah Palin, they're hoping to somehow bait Joe Biden so that it's a Joe Biden clip that we're playing tomorrow morning and not a Sarah Palin one.
And Chuck, we're fond of saying this is not a national race, really. It's about the electoral map. This is really 50 separate races for president on election night. Where do you see the electoral map? Is it hardening at all? I know it's early yet. And what was the McCain news out of Michigan today?
Well, we're starting to see the field shrink. We're really down to 14 states plus 2 congressional districts, and I'll get to that congressional district issue in a minute. But Michigan, this was one of the 6 blue states, the states that carried in 04, that the McCain campaign was hoping to do well in, hoping to pick, but they have a financial problem. They have to make choices. Barack Obama is going outside the system, has unprecedented money to play in all sorts of states. McCain doesn't have that option. He's got to pick Michigan or Pennsylvania. These are 2 expensive states. Well, they're going harder into Pennsylvania. They're going to try to add more money into Wisconsin. And so at this point, it looks like their offensive field is shrinking. They want to play a bunch of defense and hope they somehow pick off Pennsylvania or Wisconsin, and that's how they get to 270. It's a very narrow path, Brian.
All right, Chuck Todd in St. Louis. We'll talk to you during our special coverage of the debate tonight. Chuck, thanks. And now to the big story that looms over all of this tonight, this financial crisis and another attempt to get that mammoth bailout package passed and signed into law. It passed the Senate last night by a 3-to-1 margin approximately. Now comes the second attempt to get it passed in the House. It failed the first time because the crisis goes on with each passing day. Wall Street's nervous. The Dow lost 348 points at the end of the trading day. And on Capitol Hill in Washington, it was all about arm twisting and politics, and our own Tom Costello has the story.
In the halls of Congress today, intense arm twisting aimed at turning Monday's no votes into yes votes tomorrow.
We're not going to take a bill to the floor that doesn't have the votes. I'm optimistic that we will take a bill to the floor.
Throughout the day, changes of heart.
I think you'll see a switch of 12 or more Republicans.
Several lawmakers said the gravity of the economic crisis only sank in after they voted no on Monday.
I'm optimistic because I think the circumstances have changed, the calls have changed. We've got a good addition to the bill itself.
Democrat Emanuel Cleaver says he will now vote yes.
I certainly would not like for my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren to read a history book and see my name as one of the people who helped cause the crash of the U.S. economy.
And today, more bad economic news. The number of workers filing new claims for jobless benefits rose to its highest level in 7 years, 497,000, with Hurricanes Ike and Gustav getting some of the blame. And factory orders fell 4%, a much steeper drop than expected. The president today with manufacturing leaders who say the credit squeeze is killing business.
And the House of Representatives must listen to these voices and get this bill passed so we can get about the business of restoring confidence.
But the new plan also includes $150 billion of additional spending and what some critics call pork to help pull lawmakers along, including tax breaks for alternative energy sources, on rum made in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, for auto racetrack owners, for wool products and wool research, and tax breaks for wooden arrows made for children.
The Senate may have taken us hostage. I mean, they may have us at arrow point, and we may have to vote for this, even with their obnoxious provisions.
But ammunition to opponents of the plan.
None of these breaks solve our banking and financial crisis. Why are they in this bill?
Well, here's the dilemma. They need to poll across the aisle, if you will, 12 people to change their votes without losing anybody on the other side. Did they offend any fiscally conservative Democrats with these new tax breaks? All sides say it's going to be a tight vote. Brian, it could come sometime tomorrow.
Could be a big night for the wooden arrow industry. Tom Costello on Capitol Hill for us tonight. Now we've seen it all. People haven't had time to think yet through all the long-term issues of this financial crisis. And a big one, of course, is Social Security, often called the third rail of American politics. Both Obama and McCain want to fix it, but their fixes are quite different. Here is where they stand on this issue. Our report tonight from NBC's John Yang.
44-year-old high school history teacher Peter Vogel thinks he'll collect Social Security when he retires, but he's not so sure about his 9-year-old daughter, Emma.
I do believe it needs to be retooled, rethought about, and that's why I'm really excited about this election cycle.
At current rates, analysts say Social Security will run out of money by 2041, when Emma will only be in her 40s.
We ain't seen nothing yet, because it's going to get a lot worse when baby boomers retire in big numbers.
The turmoil in the markets has given the issue extra urgency, especially in key battleground states with older populations, such as Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Florida. There's an old saying about Social Security. It's the third rail of American politics. Touch it, and you die. But what's changed this year is that both candidates are saying the system needs to be overhauled in dramatically different ways. Barack Obama would shore up Social Security with a payroll tax on incomes higher than $250,000 a year. Right now, Social Security taxes don't apply on earnings above $102,000.
I don't mind paying a little bit more myself, just to make sure that the system is solvent for future generations.
Obama's ruled out raising the current retirement age of 67 and slowing the growth of benefits. He's also against John McCain's major reform, allowing some to invest their Social Security funds in the stock market.
The Social Security system is going to go broke. It will not be there for present-day young men and women who are working.
McCain says all options are on the table, but is purposely vague on specifics. He's hinted he'd consider a tax increase as part of a grand compromise.
We have to fix it, and we have to do it in a bipartisan fashion.
Analysts welcome this campaign debate.
The key is, are they committed to achieving reform sooner rather than later, and will they work on a bipartisan basis? And both of them seem to be willing to do that.
Dad, let's go play by crowd.
As millions of Americans watch the stock market gyrations and worry about what their retirement years will be like. John Yang, NBC News, Washington.
Courtroom drama today in the Washington trial of Alaska's powerful GOP Senator Ted Stevens. For a while there, it looked like it might end in a mistrial. The defense accused prosecutors of withholding some key evidence. Prosecutors said it was an accident, nothing serious. Well, late today, the judge ruled the trial would continue, but he was sharply critical of the prosecution. Senator Stevens is charged with lying about receiving more than $250,000 worth of gifts. Now a story our West Coast viewers have been following almost exactly 13 months after the aviator Steve Fawcett's small plane disappeared. Its wreckage was found today in the rugged area of the Sierra Nevada mountains. Experts at the scene said today the wreckage indicates an almost certainly fatal high-impact crash, and human remains were found at the scene. Fawcett's widow said she's ready to close such a painful chapter of that family's life. When our broadcast continues here this Thursday night as cold and flu season approaches, what we've learned about whether it's a good idea to give cold medicine to your kids. And later, the American city with a big weight problem and what they did about it.
When it comes to cereal, it's not just the front of the box that counts. It's the side. Think Kashigo Lean has 100% daily value of calcium? How about iron? Think again. It doesn't have 100% of any vitamins and minerals you need. Because if it did, well, then it'd be total. Deliciously crunchy cinnamon squares and 100% daily value of 11 vitamins and minerals. Total. Are you getting 100%?
We've heard a lot of talk about change this year. The question is, change to what? To me, change is a government that doesn't let banks and oil companies rip off the American people. Change is when we finally fix health care instead of just talking about it. Change is giving tax breaks to middle-class families instead of companies that send jobs overseas. Change is a president who brings people together. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message because this year, change has to be more than a slogan.
My name is Jane, and I've got osteoporosis, but I'm an on-the-go woman. I've been active all my life. That's why I'm excited about Reclast, the osteoporosis treatment my doctor gives me once a year. My doctor says one IV of Reclast can help protect me while I'm on the go for 12 months. How? Well, Reclast helps to re-strengthen my bones to help make them resistant to fracture. And with Reclast, well, no other osteoporosis treatment is approved to help protect in more places. Hip, spine, even other bones.
You should not take Reclast if you're on Zometa, have low blood calcium, kidney problems, or you're pregnant, plan to become pregnant, or nursing. Take calcium and vitamin D daily. Tell your doctor if you develop severe muscle, bone, or joint pain, or if you have dental problems, as rarely jaw problems have been reported. The most common side effects include flu-like symptoms, fever, muscle or joint pain, and headache.
Do what I did. Ask your doctor about Reclast. Year-long protection for on-the-go women.
Joe Biden, Sarah Palin, the vice presidential debate. Join Brian Williams tonight at 9 Eastern on NBC. Keith's Countdown to the VP debate. Will Palin beat expectations or live down to them? Countdown with Keith Olbermann. Tonight, only on MSNBC.
After 2 years away, the Intrepid is back home, returning today to New York Harbor after being away in dry dock for repairs. The 65-year-old aircraft carrier saw action at Leyte Gulf and Okinawa in World War II. It plucked Mercury 7 out of the water, did 3 tours in Vietnam. In fact, if you know what to look for, the decks still bear the scars from Japanese attacks in the Pacific. But on its way home this morning, it seemed to bow in honor of a more recent attack. The carrier paused to offer a salute near Ground Zero in Lower Manhattan before being escorted slowly, safely, gingerly back to its home since 1982, New York's Pier 86 on the west side. The ship's onboard museum reopens next month in time for Veterans Day. We turn now tonight to health news. It has to do with cough and cold remedies sold over the counter in this country for children. An FDA official today rejected a ban on some of these medicines, but some doubts remain about just how good they are for young children. We get more tonight from our chief science correspondent, Robert Bazell.
Hello, it's me through there.
The question is, at what age should children get cough and cold medicines, and are they safe and effective? A year ago, companies voluntarily stopped selling the products for kids under 2. And a panel of expert advisors to the FDA said they should not be used for kids under 6. Today's hearing was part of an effort to decide what to do next.
Every year, there's $50 million being spent marketing these products to parents, telling parents that not only that they're safe and effective, but that they're recommended by pediatricians, and that really to be a good parent, this is what you need to give your child. It's not true.
The FDA received 54 reports of children's deaths linked to decongestants and 69 associated with antihistamines from 1969 to 2006. An industry spokeswoman said today the products are safe and effective when used properly.
We know that misuse or accidental ingestion is really the cause of most of these very rare adverse events.
A big problem with the products is that their ingredients are the same as those in adult cold remedies. By law, companies only have to prove the ingredients are safe and effective in adults. There have been few studies in children.
Around the country, many parents like Jen Baird remain angry and confused.
It just concerned me that I could be possibly giving my child something that's actually harming them in the long run.
There is no indication when or if the agency will have further guidance for parents on how to treat the runny noses and coughs that will begin very soon. Robert Bazell, NBC News, New York.
And when we continue here this Thursday night, an event in the life of Barack Obama that ended up shaping his life.
When you see what we've done with veggies, you'll think it's uncanny. Introducing V8 soups from Campbell's. Luscious blends with no artificial flavors or preservatives. Like golden butternut squash, southwestern corn, garden broccoli, a full serving of vegetables in a soup so velvety and delicious, you won't be able to contain yourself. New Campbell's V8 soups.
You're fighting one of the most powerful corporations in the world.
Rolling Stone cheers. Flash of Genius is a David and Goliath tale that recalls Frank Capra's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
What they did was downright wrong.
Flash of Genius. Rated PG-13. Starts tomorrow.
In the midst of war, Senator Obama voted to cut off funding for our troops. What did Biden say?
They said they voted against the money to make a political point.
He added,
"This is cutting off support that will save the lives of thousands of American troops."
Barack Obama, playing politics, risking lives, not ready to lead.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
It's endless shrimp at Red Lobster. Indulge in endless choices of your favorite shrimp, including new shrimp in a spicy Cajun butter sauce. It's endless shrimp, our best value of the year, now at Red Lobster.
When my wife started forgetting things, the doctor said it could be Alzheimer's. I didn't want to believe it. But that night at the bowling alley... Where's Alice?
She
She seems a little confused. That's when I knew. I couldn't wait. Our doctor told us prescription Aricept is the only treatment proven effective for all stages of Alzheimer's. Studies show that Aricept slows the progression of symptoms. It improves cognition and slows the decline of overall function.
Aricept is well tolerated, but not for everyone. People at risk for stomach ulcers or who take certain other medicines should tell their doctors because serious stomach problems such as bleeding may get worse. Some people may experience fainting. Some people may have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, bruising, or not sleep well. Some people may have muscle cramps or loss of appetite, or may feel tired. In studies, these were usually mild and temporary.
We really love this place.
Talk to your doctor about Alzheimer's treatments, including Aricept. Don't wait. Alzheimer's isn't waiting.
Tomorrow, after Sarah Palin and Joe Biden face off before a national audience, Today breaks down the big debate. Tomorrow on Today on NBC.
Newman's charitable legacy. NBC Nightly News tomorrow. Tonight, as part of our periodic look at the formative events in the lives of the two presidential candidates before us, we look at Barack Obama's mission as a young man, as a community organizer in Chicago, and what they remember there about him to this day. We get the story tonight from NBC's Kevin Tibbles.
Altgeld Gardens on Chicago's far south side is impoverished and troubled. Much the same place the 23-year-old Barack Obama found as a fresh-faced community organizer in the early 80s. Loretta Augustine Heron was there.
He seemed to walk without fear, and I would be concerned. It's like, Barack, don't stay there past dark.
He believed that we could eliminate racism, that we could eliminate poverty, and that we could put people back to work in jobs they had lost.
For just $10,000 a year, Obama was hired to work the neighborhood and cut his teeth on Chicago politics.
Chicago toughened them up. Chicago is a tough place, and you don't get anywhere if you don't become practical very quickly.
In the 80s, the fallout from local steel mill closings was unemployment and despair. From a tiny office in a church rectory, Obama worked to open a job center. He also helped residents fight to rid their housing projects of asbestos.
These are people who had been cut out of the democratic process. They were poor, they didn't have education, they didn't have connections, and the organizer's job was to help give them a voice.
People in this community say Barack Obama's work here inspires them to this day, just as they say their hopes and dreams continue to inspire him.
Believing that change is possible is not the same as being naive. Go into service with your eyes wide open, for change will not come easily.
Still, for many here, that change is yet to come.
Barack Obama, he did a lot of good stuff out here. It just needs a whole lot of more.
As she drives the south side, Loretta Augustine Heron looks forward with confidence.
I'm not waiting for Barack to come back and do anything for me, because he showed me how to do it for myself.
And what Barack Obama learned on these streets, his supporters hope will carry him to Pennsylvania Avenue. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Chicago.
And we're back in a moment here with a city that is losing in order to win.
All around the world, men with erectile dysfunction have taken 36-hour Cialis. Today, men can also be ready with another dosing option, Cialis for daily use, a clinically proven low-dose tablet you take every day, so you can be ready anytime the moment is right.
Tell your doctor about your medical condition and all medications, and ask if you're healthy enough for sexual activity. Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away.
36-hour Cialis or Cialis for daily use. Ask your doctor if a Cialis option is right for you. So when the moment is right, you can be ready.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain.
For purple mountain majesties.
Above the fruited plain.
On June 1st, 2009, new document requirements will make getting home from Canada, Mexico, and the Caribbean, by land or sea, more efficient.
Now isn't that beautiful, America?
Learn more about the Western Hemisphere Travel Initiative at getyouhome.gov.
Well, when you come into Fidelity for guidance, you talk about your goals, review your investments, and then you get a strategy.
Right.
And you get account updates to help keep you on track. Or have it all managed for you with Fidelity Portfolio Advisory Service.
Yeah.
And all this comes with Fidelity's 60 years of money management experience. That I should let him talk. He's the one who works here.
Oh, I think you covered it. No, really good job.
Investment guidance from Fidelity. Get started with a complimentary portfolio review.
Why let changing your oil drain your wallet when so many car care companies love to fill the blue envelope with valuable coupons? From offers on oil changes to reductions from retailers to half-off home improvement, there's something in it for you. Valpak and Valpak.com. To advertise, call 1-800-4-VALPAK.
Watch The Martha Stewart Show weekdays. Look for your blue envelope from Valpak for your chance to win a trip to the show.
When times are this tough, turn to the station you trust the most for the answers you need. All week, get free financial advice from the experts every evening, every night. All this week on News Channel 8 and KGW.com. Digging deeper, only on News Channel 8 at 10 on Portland's CW.
You've been following along these past few nights, then you know these are tough economic times, and in one American city, times are tight for a whole different set of reasons. Oklahoma City recently found itself on one of those lists of places with the most overweight people. So some folks there decided to do something about it. Their story tonight from NBC's Ron Mott.
Diet in Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
And by ExxonMobil. This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Moderates the vice presidential debate focusing on domestic and foreign policy from Washington University. Tonight at 9.
More information about investing is available in the NVR Guide to Buying Bonds. To order this DVD, call 1-800-SHOP-PBS or visit online at shoppbs.org.
We are PBS.
I never miss Oregon Field Guide. It is the way it's presented to you that I actually see it, and I know I've been there because the cinematography of the program is so good. It just tells me how fortunate I am to be the governor of the most beautiful state in the country.
Please join us for a special celebration of Oregon Field Guide's 20th anniversary season.
I'm Jim Lara. On the next news hour, more on the financial crisis and a preview of the vice presidential debate. That's Thursday on the News Hour.
Hi, I'm Steve Amon, and fall is upon us. This is a time of year that many companies roll out their workplace giving campaigns. It's an easy way to support OPB at work through a simple payroll deduction plan. Now, whether you give through United Way, the combined federal campaign, or CFD for federal and state employees, or any of the other special company programs, your decision to support OPB at work makes it possible for us to bring you quality programs all year round. Thanks for your support.
I'm Jim Lara. On October 2nd, vice presidential candidates Joe Biden and Sarah Palin will debate in St. Louis. The News Hour's Gwen Eichel will moderate. We'll have full coverage here on PBS, including the analysis of Mark Shields and David Brooks.
Join us tonight at 9 here on OPB.
Make Making the switch to digital TV is easy. You don't need to buy a new TV. You don't need an HD TV. And you don't need to have cable or satellite service. But you do need to act. All it takes is a simple converter box hooked to your TV. You'll get great picture and sound. And you'll enjoy free OPB digital TV right now. Sign up for OPB's digital help list to make your switch smooth and easy. Visit opb.org/digital or call our member center at 1-800-241-8123 for more help.
Safe Corporation, helping make Oregon a safer place to work for all Oregonians. Online at safe.com.
Attia Brothers, providing cleaning of Oriental rugs, wall-to-wall carpeting, and upholstered furniture in Portland and Eugene.